What's up, everybody? Today we're going to do another general update for the coronavirus. So, BBC has pulled up a new article. Coronavirus, the United States declares emergency and issues new entry rules. So, just to do a quick summarization of this, the US is establishing a 14-day quarantine period. And so, to me, that brings up in a question: is 14 days enough for the quarantine? We may not be sure, but 14 days is a pretty long period of time. And as we know, the symptoms are dormant for a couple of days. So we don't know how many days. So it's good that we're taking precaution and quarantine these individuals from coming from the Hubei province in China. And so those are good steps to take. So we also have 10 10,000 confirmed cases of infected in China. And that brings up the question again: are these true numbers? What they're stating, the Chinese? As we all know, there's been whistleblowers talking about numbers around 100K, 90K, or even around 7K, 70K. And we all know the death toll has risen from 45 to 258 in just a matter of days. I think in just this week alone, and that's pretty alarming. And these numbers are probably higher from what the Chinese are saying. As we all know, we can't trust China. I certainly don't, and their government, and just can't trust them. And now we have the coronavirus recently has now surpassed the SARS epidemic, and with 8.1K infected and 774 dead. So the coronavirus has surpassed the SARS with the infections, and we're yet to find out if it's gonna pass it with the fatalities. We have 258 and we have 774 for the SARS epidemic. So now to move on to what the U.S. is doing. So United States, of course, they're gonna take the 14-day quarantine period. And also, the World Health Organization declared a public health emergency in the United States. And seems pretty. There's been multiple cases here. I think there's been one or two here in Arizona in ASU, but they're not really saying anything much about it. And going down to Tempe, ASU campus, you see some individuals with some masks, just trying to stay safe. But that's what I've been seeing here in the US, specifically in Arizona, Phoenix. So now they're closing foreign nationals who visited China in the last 14 days. So they're closing entry for them. They won't be able to enter US or if they've been in China. So the last 14 days. So that's another good precaution and extra step to take to prevent the numbers of infected in our country to increase. So I think that's pretty good, but they need to start doing more. And what's happening elsewhere, as we all know, the United Kingdom, they've come up with their confirmed cases. We also have other nations like the UK, Australia, South Korea, Singapore, and New Zealand. They're expected to quarantine all their evacuees for 2 weeks as well, to monitor them for their symptoms to avoid contagion. That's a good step they're taking as well. And we have other nations like Sweden. They have a confirmed case. Russia have 2 Chinese citizens in isolation, and in Singapore, they're closing their borders from all China travelers. Germany has more confirmed cases. Italy declared a 6-month state of emergency after 2 Chinese tourists in Rome were diagnosed with the virus. Thailand confirmed its first case to human transmission. Mongolia suspended all arrivals from China and has banned its citizens traveling to the country. Russia decided to close its 4,300-kilometer far eastern border with China, Japan. So we all know these: France, India, Israel. They're taking their precautionary steps. They're doing stuff, closing borders, and they're doing negotiations. They're detaining citizens or tourists that might have been infected. We have a picture showing the cases of other national nations with their coronavirus. But that's it for the update, guys. Stay safe, be vigilant, and keep looking for this information. We want to know. It may be a serious issue. They're already saying it is, but we got to keep an eye out and be safe. Have a good one.